Chapter: Animal Kingdom. 4.1 Basis of Classification. Why classification? Over 1 million animal species have been described. To handle this vast diversity, classification is essential. It allows us to assign systematic positions to newly discovered species based on common features. 4.1.1 Levels of Organization. All animals are multicellular, but the complexity of their cellular organization varies. This helps in classifying animals into different phyla. 1. Cellular level of organization. Found in sponges. Cells are loosely arranged with minimal coordination. No tissues are formed. Cells perform basic activities with limited division of labor. 2. Tissue level of organization. Seen in coelenterates, e.g. jellyfish, hydra. Cells performing similar functions are grouped into tissues. A clear step up in complexity compared to sponges. 3. Organ level of organization. Found in platyhelminths, flatworms, and higher phyla. Tissues form well-defined organs, each with a specific function. 4. Organ system level of organization. Present in advanced phyla like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates. Organs work together in systems to carry out complex body functions. Examples of organ systems: digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system. Digestive system types. Incomplete digestive system. Only one opening for both ingestion and egestion. Example: platyhelminths. Complete digestive system. 2 separate openings, mouth and anus. Found in more evolved animals. Circulatory system types. Open circulatory system. Blood is pumped into open spaces. Tissues are directly bathed in blood. Example: arthropods, some mollusks. Closed circulatory system. Blood flows in a network of vessels, arteries, veins, capillaries. More efficient transport system. Example: annelids, chordates. Circulatory system types. Open circulatory system. Blood is pumped into open spaces. Tissues are directly bathed in blood. Example: arthropods, some mollusks. Closed circulatory system. Blood flows in a network of vessels, arteries, veins, capillaries. More efficient transport system. Example: annelids, chordates. Animal Kingdom. NCERT Class 11. 4.1.2 Symmetry. Animals can be classified by how their bodies are arranged around a central point or axis. This is called body symmetry. 1. Asymmetrical symmetry. Definition: no plane can divide the body into 2 equal halves. Example: sponges, porifera. Their bodies are irregular in shape. 2. Radial symmetry. Definition: any plane passing through the central axis divides the body into identical halves. Examples: coelenterates, a jellyfish. Ctenophores. Echinoderms, adults, e.g. starfish. Common in sessile or slow-moving organisms. 3. Bilateral symmetry. Definition: body can be divided into identical right and left halves, but only in one plane. Examples: annelids, earthworms. Arthropods, insects, spiders. Chordates, humans, birds. Allows for cephalization, development of a head region. 4.1.3 Germ layer organization. Based on the number of germ layers, embryonic layers, animals are divided into 2 categories. 1. Diploblastic organization. Layers. Ectoderm outer. Endoderm inner. Mesoglia, non-cellular middle layer. Example: coelenterates, hydra, jellyfish. Simpler body plan. 2. Triploblastic organization. Layers. Ectoderm, mesoderm middle, endoderm. Examples: from platyhelminths to chordates, flatworms to humans. More complex tissues and organ systems can develop. Quick comparison table. Feature diploblastic, triploblastic. Germ layers 2, ectoderm, endoderm. 3. Ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Middle layer mesoglia, non-cellular. Mesoderm, cellular. Examples: coelenterates, platyhelminths to chordates. Derivatives of germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Let's understand the three primary germ layers formed during embryonic development: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, and what each one gives rise to in the human body. Ectoderm. The outer layer. The ectoderm is the outermost layer and forms structures related to the outer body and nervous system. It gives rise to the epidermis of the skin, including protective layers. The brain and spinal cord, forming the central nervous system. Cranial and spinal nerves, along with the oral epithelium and glands involved in digestion. The nasal and olfactory epithelium, responsible for our sense of smell. The epithelium of the anal canal, the outermost digestive opening. The lens and retina of the eye, helping with vision. Sweat, sebaceous, and mammary glands, important for thermoregulation and nourishment. Hair, nails, feathers, and scales in animals. These are all ectodermal. The adrenal medulla, part of the endocrine system, and both the anterior and posterior pituitary glands. Pigment cells and the inner ear vesicle or labyrinth, involved in hearing and balance. Even the enamel of teeth and cutaneous sense organs like touch receptors arise from ectoderm. Mesoderm. The middle layer. The mesoderm lies between ectoderm and endoderm and forms most of the internal body structures. It forms the dermis of the skin, which lies beneath the epidermis. The entire skeletal system, including bones and cartilage, muscles, adipose tissue, and all connective tissues are mesodermal in origin. In animals, scales and horns come from the mesoderm. The dentine of teeth, the inner part of a tooth, is also mesodermal. The blood vascular system, including the heart, arteries, veins, and blood, arises here. The urinogenital system, including kidneys and reproductive organs. The adrenal cortex, another important endocrine gland. Structures like coelomic epithelium, mesenteries, and the outer layers of the gut. It also contributes to the lining of gonads, which produce gametes. Endoderm. The inner layer. The endoderm forms the innermost linings of internal organs, especially those related to respiration and digestion. It forms the epithelium of glands like the thyroid, thymus, parathyroid, and structures like the middle ear and eustachian tube. The liver and pancreas, two vital digestive glands. The entire respiratory tract, starting from the larynx down to the lungs. The vagina and urinary bladder, lined by endodermal epithelium. The gut lining, except the mouth and anal canal, which are ectodermal. Also, in mammals, it contributes to the auditory tube and the middle ear cavity. In summary, the ectoderm forms outer body layers and the nervous system. The mesoderm builds most of the body's supportive and functional systems. The endoderm forms the internal linings of digestive, respiratory, and glandular systems. Animal kingdom. 4.1.4 Coelom. What is coelom? Coelom is the body cavity present between the body wall and the gut wall. It is lined by mesoderm, and its presence or absence is a major criterion in animal classification. Types of body cavity coelom. 1. Coelomates, true coelom. Definition: the body cavity is completely lined by mesoderm. Examples: annelids, e.g. earthworm. Arthropods, see insects. Mollusks, snails. Echinoderms, e.g. starfish. Hemichordates. Chordates, e.g. humans. Advantage: allows development of complex organ systems like circulatory, excretory, reproductive. 2. Pseudocoelomates. Definition: body cavity is not fully lined by mesoderm. Mesoderm is present as scattered pouches between ectoderm and endoderm. Example: asculminths, e.g. roundworms like Ascaris. Note: it's a false coelom, hence the name pseudocoelomate. 3. Acoelomates. Definition: No body cavity is present between body wall and gut. Example: platyhelminths, e.g., flatworms like planaria. Limitation: organ development and movement is restricted due to lack of internal cavity. Quick comparison table. Type of coelom mesoderm lining body cavity examples. Coelomates full lining present annelids, arthropods, chordates. Pseudocoelomates partial/scattered present asculminths, roundworms. Coelomates absent platyhelminths, flatworms. Animal Kingdom. NCERT Class 11. 4.1.5 Segmentation, metamerism. In certain animals, the body is divided into repeated segments, both externally and internally. This repetition is called metameric segmentation. The process is known as metamerism. Example: earthworm, phylum Annelida. Each segment looks similar and has repeated organs. Why important? Allows for specialization of body regions and efficient movement. Animal Kingdom. NCERT Class 11. 4.1.5 Segmentation, metamerism. In certain animals, the body is divided into repeated segments, both externally and internally. This repetition is called metameric segmentation. The process is known as metamerism. Example: earthworm, phylum Annelida. Each segment looks similar and has repeated organs. Why important? Allows for specialization of body regions and efficient movement. 4.2 Classification of animals. All animals are classified based on fundamental features discussed in sections 4.1.1 to 4.1.6. Levels of organization. Symmetry. Germ layers. Coelom. Segmentation. Notochord. This leads to broad classification into different phyla. Figure 4.4 in NCERT shows a flowchart starting from porifera to chordata. Quick revision chart. Feature example phylum description. Segmentation Annelida repeated body segments. Metamerism. Notochord present chordata embryonic dorsal rod structure. Notochord absent porifera to echinodermata non-chordates. 4.2.1 Phylum. Porifera sponges. General features. Common name, sponges. Habitat. Mostly marine, few freshwater e.g. Spongilla. Symmetry. Mostly asymmetrical. Body organization. Cellular level. No true tissues/organs. Special feature. Water canal system. Water transport system. Sponges have a unique canal system. Water enters through ostia, tiny pores. Flows into the spongocoel, central cavity. Exits via the osculum, large opening. Purpose of water flow. Brings in food and oxygen. Removes waste and CO2. Cells. Choanocytes. Collar cells line the canals and spongocoel. Responsible for water flow and food capture. Digestion. Intracellular, inside cells. Skeleton. Made of spicules, needle-like, or spongin fibers, protein. Gives support and protection. Reproduction. Type details. Asexual fragmentation. Pieces grow into new individuals. Sexual hermaphrodite. Same individual makes eggs and sperms. Fertilization internal, inside the body. Development indirect. Has a larval stage different from adult. Examples of porifera. Scientific name, common name, habitat. Cycon, Cypha. Marine sponge, marine. Spongilla freshwater, sponge, freshwater. Euspongia bath, sponge, marine. Phylum porifera, sponges. Meaning. Porous equals pore, foray equals to bear. Kingdom. Animalia. Habitat. Aquatic, mostly marine. Symmetry. Asymmetrical or radial. Coelom. Coelomate. Segmentation. Absent. Germ layers. Diploblastic. Organization. Cellular level. Skeleton. Spicules/spongin fibers. Body features. Pores, ostia. Canals, osculum. Digestive system. Intracellular. Nervous system. Absent. Circulatory system. Absent. Excretory system. absent. Examples: Spongilla, Cycon euspongia. 4.2.2 Phylum. Coelenterata cnidaria. General features. Feature details. Habitat aquatic, mostly marine, some freshwater like hydra. Symmetry. Radial symmetry. Can be divided into equal halves on multiple planes. Level of organization. Tissue level. Germ layers. Diploblastic. Ectoderm plus endoderm with mesoglia in between. Movement. Sessile, attached or free-swimming. Special features. Cnidoblasts. Cnidocytes. Unique stinging cells found on tentacles and body. Contain nematocysts, stinging capsules. Used for anchorage, defense, capturing prey, nutrition and digestion. Have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening, mouth, on a structure called hypostome. Digestion is both extracellular, in the cavity, intracellular, inside cells. Body forms, polymorphism. Cnidarians exhibit two forms. Body form description. Example: polyp, sessile, cylindrical hydra, Adamsia. Medusa, umbrella-shaped, mobile Aurelia, jellyfish. Metagenesis, alternation of generations. Some cnidarians, e.g. Obelia, show alternation between polyp and medusa. Polyp reproduces asexually to form medusa. Medusa reproduces sexually to form polyp. Skeleton. Some, e.g. corals, have calcium carbonate skeletons. Physalia, Portuguese man-of-war. Physalia, commonly called the Portuguese man-of-war, is not a single animal, but a colony of specialized individuals working together. It has a medusa form and floats on the ocean surface. Known for its painful sting, Physalia uses its long tentacles to paralyze prey. It's a dangerous beauty of the seas. 2. Adamsia, sea anemone. Adamsia, or the sea anemone, lives in a polyp form and is sessile, meaning it remains fixed in one place. It often forms a mutualistic relationship with hermit crabs. The crab gets protection from predators, while the anemone gains mobility and food access. A perfect example of teamwork in nature. 3. Pennatula, sea pen. Pennatula, known as the sea pen, resembles a feather quill standing upright in soft sea beds. It is colonial, formed by multiple polyps. Sea pens glow in the dark through bioluminescence and filter plankton from the water. Delicate, yet efficient feeders of the ocean floor. 4. Gorgonia sea fan. Gorgonia, or sea fan, has a beautiful branching structure and lives in polyp form. It spreads like a hand-held fan in the current, capturing plankton and nutrients. Sea fans are often found in coral reefs and add stunning textures to underwater ecosystems. 5. Meandrina, brain coral. Meandrina, called the brain coral, is named for its maze-like ridges that resemble a human brain. It lives in polyp form and builds strong, hard skeletons that contribute to coral reef formation. Brain corals are crucial for marine biodiversity and serve as underwater habitats. Summary of phylum Cnidaria, Coelenterata. Meaning: Cnidus equals stinging cells. Habitat: aquatic, mostly marine. Symmetry: radial. Coelom, coelomate. Segmentation: absent. Germ layers. Diploblastic. Organization: tissue level. Body form: polyp and medusa. Special cells: cnidoblasts/nematocysts. Digestive system: incomplete. Nervous system: nerve net. Examples: hydra, jellyfish, sea anemone, corals.